of the issues?
Not really.
Yeah.
It really wasn't a big issue, but yeah, it wasn't a big issue. Not really. But some foods did spoil because we didn't, like calamari and stuff like that. Went
Oh
bad.
wow.
A lot of people don't really order it.
Yeah. So is she able to work that out, like the demand and how much to order based on which orders are coming in?
Still trying to figure it out. Yeah, it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
And like right now, we just slow. So I'm sure we get somebody to come in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you do fries. What else are you gonna prepare?
We got some poppers that we gonna portion out. Like
Okay.
it's basically just getting ready for our busy day.
Okay. So I'm assuming that your busier days are like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, going towards the weekend. Yes. Y'all been on here all day. Y'all been talking in here all day, or what's been on? What y'all been on?
Well, we're
First,
actually working on a different project in addition to trying to finish this one up. So this survey, this is the focus group, and the focus group is pretty much finished up. And then the second phase of that is the survey portion, which is basically where you take everything from the focus group
okay.
and you validating it with a larger population. So basically, we'll use all the information that we've collected from you guys during the survey, and then we'll look for much larger lists of food managers to send that information out to. So like we've been looking for like large associations, like Association of Restaurant Managers, stuff like that would have a really large group of food managers,
Okay.
people that we could survey.
Oh, so your own network. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of networking, a lot of. You can either do it that way, or you can use like crowdfunding. Crowdsourcing. There are a couple of ways to do the second portion of the study, but after that, we'll pretty much be done with this portion at least. The job analysis will pretty much be wrapped up, and then we'll have a complete task list and knowledge list of all the stuff that you guys need to do as food managers. So the funny thing is that this is definitely, a job observation is one of the things that we love to do, but I almost never get to do them because people are always located in different places,
Right.
And I asked for 18 bites.
So it's pretty cool to like see your kitchen and see everything you have in there.
Yeah, it's the smallest kitchen I ever been in. It's really, and I like it because it's healthier for me.
Yeah.
The floor is a little hard. It's not a hard floor, but it's an old building also. Huh? What's that say? Oh, this Jeremy, by the way.
Hey, Jeremy.
They say, "What's up to these people?" It's a virtual reality world. They just showing my food safety, food training.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing it for about a month. Some real cool people. One guy in Germany, the other lady,
I asked you.
she in Minnesota.
Hi, Melly.
Okay. You gotta limit this stage, bro. Come on, man.
virtual reality today. We were
Let me
trying to
take
get
that. Wait, watch your leg. Move that out the way right there.
we were
You
trying
put
to get
that there?
Jonathan in the kitchen,
Nah, I
but
put it there,
he
bro.
has a
Just
Chromebook,
got here.
Okay, I
so he
don't
wasn't
know.
able to
You move that
download
for me?
Hold on one second.
the viewer.
Say what?
Yeah, he wasn't able to download the viewer because he has a Chromebook. I wonder, Ellie, if you have any other recommendations for how he might be able to get in World.
Oh,
Yes, it is.
oh, nothing that's going to give him the full experience. If he doesn't have a system that will support Second Life, the only other thing is Pocket Metaverse or whatever it's called, and that just lets you follow chat, and you can't really see it move around in it like you can in Second Life full.
I won't be able to fly and all that.
No, you can pretty much just chat with people, and they can see you because your presence is there, but you wouldn't be able to see like you can when you're actually in the world.
Okay.
The biggest determination of whether or not you can get Second Life to work on a piece of hardware is your graphics, your video card, graphics card, and the processor helps you, but mostly they look for graphics.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe you'll use that other computer, or
Yeah, I'll probably have to just use it.
yeah. So, but at least
Yeah,
you
you can see the minimum requirements over at the Second Life community website. You could just look for minimum requirements needed, and it'll give you the basics, the very least you need to get into Second Life.
Okay.
So we were actually
Oh, here you go. I have to, yeah. I just real quick, I found it. If you just go to Google search and type minimum requirements for using Second Life, it pops up the very first thing, and it just gives you a little box with a list. There you go.
Yeah, we were hoping that there was a way to get him on with his Chromebook. But yeah, I guess if you don't have Windows, there isn't a viewer that's gonna operate on the Chromebook.
All right.
So
Yeah, I think John Law's volume is up so high. I have to
Oh, let
turn
me
it
mute. Oh, sorry. Sorry about
turn
that.
it down a little. I'm having trouble hearing Kiana because I had to turn it down based on your volume because you set the level.
oh,
I think I hear everyone now. Okay.
okay. So yeah, we were trying to figure out if there was a way to get him on with the Chromebook, but if it's not possible, I think there's a computer that he might share with somebody else that he might be able to use. Them. So
Yeah.
maybe he'll have to jump off for one of the other sessions. So let me also say, I don't know, Fire, if you talked to everybody about the conference call.
No, I didn't.
So okay, so I talked to this lady who still. So we said she still has to work on the pronunciation of my name, but we'll work on that. We'll work on that. But she is like a really experienced professional in in credentialing and licensing, and same stuff I do, except she's like super senior. And so she hosts this monthly conference call, and I shot her an email and I said, hey, do you think, because we were on the last conference call and it was kind of just like, it's just like very casual chat. She doesn't really have an agenda, and she was saying if anybody has like suggestions, hey, we're up for that. But she was talking heavily about gaming, about she's going to be presenting at the Serious Games Conference. She was talking a lot about the influence of games and e-learning games and stuff like that. So I asked her if if we might want to do a role play for the next conference call. And she said it sounds great. She sent that email out to her email list, and so we've been getting all these replies, and everybody's saying, "Oh yeah, that's great, I love it, I love it." So we've been trying to figure out what's the best way to set this up. So, for instance, I sent you this. Where we at?
Kiana, I'm going to send you the link for the Pocket Metaverse. It does give them quite a lot that they can do without having
Okay.
full Second Life. I'm just going to stick it right in Google Hangout chat.
Okay, awesome.
So have John look into that.
Okay. Okay, awesome.
Anyway, you're saying about the conference.
Yeah, I was just looking for. I wanted to. Let me send. I'll send you what I posted on the website. She just sent a general email out to her group, and they all have replied, "Wonderful, that's great." So, I guess what we're trying to figure out now, right? The next conference call is scheduled for July 25th. And should we set some dates in there? I mean, it's just going to be, well, I think we'll basically do the same thing that we've been doing. We'll get on and we'll do a role play. We'll choose a job. Somebody will play the role or the position, and we'll score that person. And I suggested that we score her since it's really her call. So I asked her like what job she would be more comfortable role playing. And in fact, I will send this lady's company on the chat. Yale Associates. Okay, so I think that is what I am waiting to hear back from her, is like which position we should do. And really, I think we just need to get her online, certainly before the call, so that she can get comfortable navigating and whatever. And then we'll have the call on the 25th, which will be hopefully a larger role play with us plus some other people. So the thing too is that these calls are only an hour. So I'm trying to think of like a shorter exercise, I guess, that we could do. I mean, at the very least, obviously, we'll have everything set up before the call starts. I guess we'll just do like a 30-minute role play. And set everything up so that it moves really quickly, and then we can do 15 minutes of scoring, and then have some people helping to troubleshoot and stuff like that while we're going through it, so that we can just move through it real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's gonna be much more of a production. I mean, we've certainly done some productions, but they've probably we usually do them in more time, but we can certainly kind of crunch some things up into an hour. We do the same thing that we usually do: pick a job, pull down some scales, and do some quick scoring at the end. And and then she'll probably talk to us a little bit about games, or we'll talk about the use of games, have a little gaming conversation. Sounds like fun?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it'll be a riot.
I will order French fries. That should. No.
You can order some of John's French fries. John's French fries is fair.
Yeah.
Oh, John's still muted.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's working on the fries.
I hear y'all.
But yeah, you can order some of John's fries. I mean, we should have like more. We we should have hot wings
Mhm.
and whatever else you would need to have in order to watch an assessment like that.
Oh, let me show y'all something else too. Look, so this right here, this freezer it was everywhere. I couldn't even concentrate on finding anything. It took 15 minutes.
New Orleans French bread. Give me some of that.
Oh wow.
Oh, you like New Orleans French bread? Well,
Uh,
we got some of this. See, now we're trying to figure out what we're gonna put in the chefs because we don't have chefs. This is, it's
now,
like something
do you
we have.
clean that out so the food that's touching the wall and roof, the vegetable that's touching the wall and the roof, do you actually wipe that out so it doesn't get
Yeah,
contamination? Cool.
yeah, we cleaned that. That was last week. Next Monday we're gonna do detail clean. We're gonna come in here with a pressure washer, and so we got that going on. That don't have a lid on it. I think it's cooling off.
Mm.
Got oysters, bacon. Yeah, this was completely filthy. A microwave, pork rinds. But this is organized. It got everything: mozzarella sticks, jalapeno poppers,
Labels.
yeah, labels, French fries portion, onion rings where it belongs. This was everywhere. You had 3-4 bags that was open. You know,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, it was crazy.
Wow. So you really been working hard.
Yeah,
Since you came in there, like you
No.
revolutionized the whole space.
it's been a blessing.
Like 7 o'clock,
Yeah.
8 o'clock at night. Like,
Yeah.
shit was kind of close.
I believe it.
You don't do no damn delivery at that time.
So you almost finished with the fries?
Yeah, I got another. Yeah, I got one more box to do.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll keep watching you do fries.
I can block it out.
Yeah. And you can go back on mute while we're.
Okay.
No, we want to watch you do fries.
We want to watch you. You lost your video,
We
but
wanna
you,
hear.
Oh,
We want to
okay,
see the
gotcha.
video.
yeah.
There you go. All right. So this is actually I mean, as I was saying, like usually most of these types of studies start with a job observation, which is like kind of what we're doing right now. It's just that those can be hard to organize if you don't have a direct relationship with a company, obviously, right? So I don't get to do a whole lot of job observations anymore. So it's particularly interesting to get to do a few. Like we didn't really get to do a job observation for this particular job analysis. We just did the focus group, and then we're gonna do the survey. But job observation is a wonderful thing. You get to see what people are doing. You get to see exactly, which steps are sequential, which steps are not sequential. It allows you to get down into much more detail than you can with any other, with anything else. So, okay, so we'll have that call with the lady on the 25th.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So when she gets back to me about which role she wants to play and whether she's available on Friday as well, I asked her if she was available on Friday. Because we talked about doing something this week, right?
Yeah. On Friday, I think.
Yeah. So if she's available on Friday, then maybe we can use that day to kind of train her and meet with her and that kind of thing. That'd be awesome.
Okay, we didn't fix the exact time for the Friday session,
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah. Hopefully, maybe I can just give her a call at some point. And then I can get a time frame from her. And I can figure out, what. Then we can fix some times.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so that's what's going on this week. I will add that to my list, my now growing list of stuff to do. Okay, I will try to call this lady up. Okay, so John, I don't know how interested you are about architecture. We're actually studying a little bit of architecture before we had you on the phone. So let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Where were we? So John, if you don't mind learning a little bit about architecture, you're happy to stay and learn about architecture. If that is going to bore you incessantly, then you're welcome to cut us off if you like. Otherwise, we'll be happy to just watch you continue to prep rise while we talk a little bit about architecture. Sound good? All right. So you guys can see my screen, which has all kinds of stuff on it. Let's go back. So we talked about how they all have different sources, right? We talked about all the different sources. We talked about NCARB, the actual. Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's fine.
Those letters PDD, PA, do we have a list of those and what they mean?
Yes, we do have a list of those and what they mean.